Hi, pretty black girl. So, the title of this video is Be Smart with Your Relationships. And really, this title was inspired because of my life experiences that I go through on a daily basis. And I just came to the realization that because we're beautiful women, we're so, I guess, so accessible to people because people like to approach us very easily. I mean, we are good looking on the eyes. And people just like coming up to us and telling us things or basically hitting on us. And I think that you can fall victim for unwanted situations. And what I mean by this is, for example, being abused, and the list goes on. You can go through very dangerous situations in life because you are a beautiful woman. And for example, I've been approached by several men, and they've asked me if I wanted to go out and eat with them. And I've always declined because I know that these men are probably 9 times out of 10 going to pay for the meal, but then they're obviously going to ask for something in return, whether that is for me to give them my body to them. And I think some beautiful women are not as smart when it comes to these types of situations. They think, oh, this man, he has a nice car. Because in my case, the men that did ask me out, they did have nice cars, and they probably did have some money. Oh, yeah, they have nice cars, so I'm just gonna go with this man. But you do have to realize that it can be very extremely dangerous for you. And going back to being smart with your relationships, as beautiful women, we get into some relationships quite easily because we are good looking on the eyes, as I've mentioned, and then we kind of fall victim for very unwanted situations in life because you're in this relationship because this guy asked you out. He thinks you're beautiful, he thinks you're the most stunning woman he's ever seen, and he's buying you all these gifts, but then later on turns out he's actually a bad person, and he's actually an abuser, and he is not the person you thought he was. So I think you have to be very careful with the relationships you have and make in life, and be smart with who you surround yourself with, especially as a beautiful woman. I mean, we're a beautiful women, and we can just fall victim and become prey to these men, and they can make use of us, and it can be a very disastrous situation that you're going to end up in. And then your beauty is not even going to be, I guess, that much elevated anymore, because then you go through stress and you just go through, your body's just not functioning right anymore because you are in a very toxic relationship. And also when it comes to friendships, people can be jealous of you. You need to be careful with who you surround yourself with, because the people who think are your friends are really just girls. I'm talking mainly about girl friendships, that are jealous of you. They want your body, they want your hair, they want to have a face like you, they want your outfits, they just want your every being. They just want your being. And it is dangerous out there, and you have to be very careful with who you surround yourself with, and don't just give yourself to anyone. Be very careful with the circles you indulge yourself in life, because it is very easy for you to get into spaces. You're beautiful, you have a beautiful figure, your face is stunning, your hair is always on point, your outfits always look great, and people want to invite you into places. Of course they do, because you look nice, you look beautiful, you look stunning, you look gorgeous. But that doesn't mean that you just get to go anywhere. Sometimes it's better to stay home for your mental health and not go everywhere where people invite you, because some people, they're just jealous and they just really want to ruin your beauty. And some of these men, they just want to make use of you because you're young, you're smart, but you're still very naive, and they just want to make use of that. And be careful, girls. Be very, very careful, because I see a lot of things. You know, I'm a young 19-year-old, obviously, but I still know what's up because I've seen a lot in life, and I just want to advise you, if you're not aware, be aware. I hope this video can like really make you realize that there's a lot of things going on with us beautiful women that just don't know, and it's really sad to see, but it happens, and you just end up in tragic situations in life. But you don't want that. You want to be beautiful and live a peaceful, happy, carefree life as much as possible, because I know that carefree is a little bit harder when you're beautiful, because people just seem to always approach you no matter what. I mean, I was reading a book today outside, sitting down, and then this man just stood in front of me, and then I just started acting like I didn't understand him. Luckily for me, I speak Spanish and other languages, so then I just switched to another language because he was speaking to me in English, and I just switched to Spanish, you know, because these men, they really won't leave you alone. Even if you're just reading a book on your own, or you're just walking outside, they just want to stick out their heads in their cars and start saying things, or stop their cars. You know, they just won't leave you alone if you're beautiful. Especially if you... I was wearing kind of like I had a long skirt on. Yeah, it was pretty long, and it did have a slip on the side, a black skirt, very classy heels, not too long, and a crop top. Well, it wasn't real, it's a crop top, but it was not really, my belly wasn't really showing. It was a shorter top, kind of like a office siren top with like buttons, and it was white. That was my outfit. It was summer, it's warm, but I usually like to wear longer skirts, so I'm pretty modest, I guess, when it comes to my outfits, but I do like something that hugs my figure. That's what I wore. My hair was in a low bun, 2 front pieces out, very minimal makeup, but then I guess the whole world just wants to give me the attention. But yeah, be smart, and I recommend you to start learning another language, so then you can just act like you don't understand what they're saying, because most people speak English, but then if you switch to another language, then, you know, they're just gonna leave you alone. And that's what he did. He left me alone because he couldn't understand what I was saying. I was speaking in Spanish. But all this to say, be very careful and be aware of your surroundings, and play the game smart. Play the game smart, and stay beautiful.